So Final Fantasy IX has once again dropped off the Steam upcoming list, despite the fact it had been raising up the list and was looking like it would be scheduled for release on the 29th, which is today, or the 1st of March. It's now unceremoniously come off once again, and if I'm totally honest, a lot of people on the Steam discussion board are losing their shit over this. Now, I don't normally profane like that, but a lot of people are really, really upset. For start off, people are upset mainly because the game came out on Android and iOS before it's released on Steam. And then secondly, because they, like me, keep seeing it come to the top of the upcoming list and then not actually coming out. So I think some of it is valid. I'm just trying to speculate as to how or why it's happened. So there are some practical examples we can look at. Perhaps maybe it's needed some more refining, more testing for PC release. Maybe Square Enix have just been lazy and not wanted to release it yet, although that one doesn't really ring true with how game companies would work. If it's ready, they need to release it. I would be releasing it now so that they can get it in before The Division comes out, which is the next big game that everyone's going to be buying, and people will be willing to drop their money on this one at the minute. So that side of things. The other side is obviously they've got this placeholder, as I mentioned before in the previous video, of it coming in early 2016, which is rather vague in itself. I mean, what classifies as early? We're now in March. Some people would say that that is not early at all. I'm inclined to agree. I would say we're sort of, you're bordering on the periphery of being in early of the year, I would say. You know, you were looking at the first couple of weeks in March, and that's a bit of a stretch at that as well. Now, probably what has happened more likely, as you all know, or most of you will know, I've seen the back end of Steam, and I've seen, not the rear, I've seen sort of how it works with the game ID, setting the release date, etc. Obviously, Square Enix are a massive publisher, and they will have a lot more options available to them than I do. But this is just a theory. Maybe they wanted to do the early 2016 because they might not know when it was going to be ready, or they want to wait and see how the mobile sales do first, potentially. And then they've set a dummy date, or, well, what is now a couple of dummy dates. And when it's got to that point on the Steam store has then kicked it off because actually the application is not ready to go. That's my theory on it. Might be right, might not be, but it seems to be the best way I can fathom it. And if that gives you any solace at all, then so be it. I should think the game will be out within the next month, but people really need to stop holding their breath on it because you're going to die a couple of times. And like someone has said, if you're really that bothered about it, go and get the version on mobile. I want to hold out for the Steam. I want it's not going to be any different, but the full fat version or the Steam PC version, just so I can actually play it properly like I used to. It'd be really weird playing it with a 360 controller though. That's just a thought. Anyway, that's something for another day, I'm sure. I don't know if that's shed any light on you guys that are really waiting for Final Fantasy IX to come out, but I'm like the rest of you. I'm checking Steam every day, but just trying not to get obsessed by it. But sometimes reading the discussion boards is a little bit like, I don't know, children crowding around the sweet man for the last load of gumdrops. That doesn't even make any sense. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you all very soon. Goodbye.